Oof. Don't bring up Fire Emblem right now. I won't. You have no idea how much I want to play Fire Emblem. I don't know why over the weekend I got like a huge itch to want to replay like Fire Emblem Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn for like the 50th time in my life. Ugh. I love Fire Emblem so much. Anyway, hi everybody! Welcome! Today we're gonna do a bit of a different stream. Tion has been waiting for me to do this stream for like 5,000 years, but I haven't had the energy for it because it does take energy to do these things. So we can finally do this special stream. Are there going to be spoilers in this list? Yes, we're going to be talking about Persona 4. So if you do not want spoilers for Persona 4, this is not a safe space, okay? Wait, I should probably repeat that for the video. Well, let me make sure I'm good. I'm wearing my Chie jacket today, okay? I had to wear something Persona 4, right? So this is what we get. We get Chie. Ugh. Hi, everybody. All right. I hope we all are feeling good today, though. You haven't finished Persona 4. If you are, okay. If you have not played Persona 4 and you do not want Persona 4 spoilers, you gotta leave. You're banned. Don't watch the video. Don't watch the stream. This will have spoilers for Persona 4. You are not safe here, all right? Today, we are going to be doing stupid Persona 4 tier list because we did one of these videos for Metaphor and it was a damn good time, all right? Oh, thank you. That is very smart to pin that to the stream. Let me do that for YouTube as well, actually. Let me just like copy paste that for YouTube as well. Kanji S tier, I'm not following. This isn't a character tier list. This is a stupid ass tier list where we're gonna make up really stupid scenarios. And I already did a character tier list a while ago, and that was a fucking disaster. Because immediately after I did that tier list, I think my mind changed on like more than half of it the day after. All right, pinning this on YouTube. But yeah, so this isn't a normal ass tier list. We're making stupid tier lists, okay? Tion gave me a list of scenarios that we're gonna pick through. We're gonna chat, me and you, working together. We're gonna pick our scenarios that we wanna make tier lists for. And that's what we're gonna do. So sometimes, I mean, Kanji might be F tier. Sorry, who knows? Who knows what the scenario will be? How long will it take until she powers up Kingdom Hearts? In 1 minute. So make sure you're here at the stream and then make sure you stick at the stream for the next 48 hours. You're not allowed to leave. Hanji goes in F tier for the how much I hate this character list. Oof. That's rough, buddy. That's rough. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. We only did this the first time I did this type of video was for Metaphor. And I don't think I did it for any other thing before, but Persona 4 Revival's coming out. I'm hype about it. Clearly Atlas is too, with the amount of shit that they keep on showing with Persona 4 Revival. Dude, at this point, we're gonna get the whole ass game before the, in advertisements before the official launch in February. The most straight characters in Persona. I don't know. I actually don't know what Tion gave me. I didn't read the list that he gave me. So I hope that one of these is good. I don't know how many we're gonna do, but all I know is that we're gonna have fun with this for about like, maybe like hour and a half to 2 hours. And then we'll see how we're feeling. I think that's how we're gonna gauge this right now. Yeah. They're gonna have like an Adachi specific trailer and the community is going to go fucking wild. For the stupidest reasons, too. To spoil the world on such a great game. Man. She said thanks and clicked away. No, no, no. I checked the tier list that you sent me. I checked the link to make sure that it had all the characters that I needed. And I briefly skimmed the suggestions you gave me, but I didn't read them with all of my attention, you know. All right. All right, I got my list here. Did you guys know that in Persona 4? Oh, community drives me nuts for that. Most likely to murder someone who bullies Nanako? Everybody would. Everybody would. Everybody would. Adachi's not in the game, he's just a cabbage in a suit now. Oh, they're really leaning into the memes, aren't they? All right, y'all. I think we should start here. Oh, that was not what what the fuck? My computer. All right, let's get started, y'all. Let's do this. Should be a black screen. And then it won't be a black screen. Tier list. I think I should make a text thing at the top for what there. So I'll put like what the actual tier list that we're making is at the top here. For people that are coming on in and have no idea what's going on. That being said, we have to decide the tier list, chat. Are you ready? This is very much audience participation. So you have to let me know what tier list you want to see first, okay? I'm gonna go through these and I'm gonna filter out some. So most likely to survive Yukiko and Chie's cooking. No one would survive. Pass. How much money they would spend on a gacha game? Why is it the movie coming up? Chat, oh my god, I hate you. Do I really have to get it off the screen? How much money they would spend on a gacha game? Is that quality worthy, chat? Oh wait, I like the next one though. How long would they be stuck in a revolving door? Wait, okay, I like that one. We're gonna start with that one. How long would they be stuck in a revolving door? Okay, that's our first tier list we're gonna make here. Personally, these are all 11 out of 10 ideas. Of course they are, Tion. All right, how long would they be stuck in a revolving door? I'm not gonna probably do like all of these characters, by the way. I'm probably just gonna stick to the main cast and maybe I'll like filter through some of these. I'm also a fake Persona 4 fan because I don't remember everybody's name. There's some of these characters, I look at them and I'm like, yeah, I forget who you were. Yosuke's never seen again. Okay, okay. Okay, so how long would they be stuck in a revolving door? Normal ass chud. Normal ass chud. I think Yu Narukami is a normal ass chud. You just go fucking through, dude. Yosuke? Is Yosuke also a normal ass chud? No, considering the trash can incident at the very beginning of the game, I think he is at least doing, I'm gonna say, we're gonna go like spinning around 3 to 4 spins. I think Yosuke is like a 3 to 4 spinner. You think Yosuke's gonna be there a while? He's an infinite door glitch. Oh, poor Yosuke. Poor Yosuke. All right, I like it. You know what? Okay. All right, we're going with it. Yosuke, infinite door glitch. Chie? Chie gets her own ass tier. Break it. Kick it. Chie would not even bother going through it. Chie would look at that door and be like, why do I need to spin through a door to get through it when I can just break it? And she would galactic punt it, and it would be broken and shattered on the ground. Teddy? I think Teddy is like a little bit better than Yosuke. He's not like infinite door glitch, but maybe like a 3 to 4 spin. He would just spin a few times. Or maybe he would be infinite door glitch. Because he doesn't know what the door is, right? Like, Teddy's just learning how life goes. So, you know what? Maybe Teddy is infinite. He doesn't understand the revolving door, so he's just lost. He's lost. Yukiko. There was a door. I didn't see it. Chie is exactly how she would be, yeah. All right, Yukiko. I think Yukiko is kind of like a normal-ass chud. She's too rich for that. Like, of course she's not gonna... She's too refined to go more than one spin in a revolving door. You know, she's just going in and out. You think Yukiko would stay for fun until she gets tired of it? I don't know. Yukiko would get stuck because she's laughing at Yosuke being glitched in the door. Wait, I kind of like that. She's too busy laughing. Add a row below. Laughing at Yosuke and Teddy. How about that? Yukiko's just laughing at people in the infinite door glitch. I need more colors, tier list maker. All right, Rise. Dude, Rise has to be a normal-ass chud. Ain't no way she's not. And same with Naoto. Naoto is also a normal-ass chud. They're both like, just go through the door, idiots. Kanji runs through the door like straight through, ignoring spinning altogether. How do you do that? I could just put Kanji in the break it category with Chie. I feel like they just go together. Nanako! Nanako's not like infinite door glitch, but I do feel like Nanako would just go like 3 or 4 spins, like wee, and then she would just normally go out. That's so cute. That's appropriate for Adachi. Adachi will just get in the revolving door and just stand there and never make it through. Oh. Marie. Marie might be an infinite door glitch, or I can see Marie doing like 3 to 4 spins, like just a couple of times. Oh, door glitch until told otherwise. Oh no. All right, Marie goes with the infinite door glitch. Dojima. Is Dojima in this tier list, or is this, are we calling it here? I feel like Dojima's just a normal ass chud, you know? Do I want to include any other characters in this? I don't think I'm that interested in the other characters joining on in. This is the core. This is the core. Margaret Shirley. We can do Margaret. Is Margaret a normal ass child? No, Margaret, like... I'm trying to remember the things you go out and do with Margaret. She breaks it? If this was Liz, I feel like... No, Liz would be an infinite door glitch if it were Liz. You think Margaret would break it? Would she try to park the limo in the door? Maybe. Yeah, I think... Okay, we can stick with Margaret in there. In the break it category. Anybody else we want to throw in here? Not really. Maybe the fox, but maybe the fox can be in later ones. All right. Chat, we have our first stupid tier list completed. How long would they be stuck in a revolving door? Adachi stands in it, Chie, Kanji, and Margaret would break it. You, Nato, Rise, and Dojima are normal-ass chuds. Nanako goes for a little spin, 3 to 4 spins. Teddy, Yosuke, and Marie are forever in an infinite door glitch, and Yukiko is just laughing at Yosuke, Teddy. I guess I gotta put Marie on here, too. Yosuke, Teddy, and Marie glitching out. She's just sitting there fucking laughing, dude. All right, done and done. I need to take my screenshots though. Give me a sec, check. Give me a sec. In between these tier lists, I gotta take my own little screenshots here. All right, first one done. Next up, let's go back to the list, chat. Most likely to be a Yakuza subplot. Most likely to be a Yakuza subplot. It's good, but I'm gonna... Well, I want to get through the list and try to pick out the cream of the crop here, and then maybe we go back. All right, next one is most likely to start a podcast no one listens to. That's another one that I think I want to come back to. Could or would save someone from choking. Come back to that. How late do they arrive to a party? Adachi's a podcast guy? You think so? Let's do the podcast one. Most likely to start a podcast no one listens to. Most likely to start a podcast no one listens to. Boom. All right. Gotta reset everybody. All right. Most likely to start a podcast that no one would listen to. No one cares. Category. Teddy. But do we take it a step further? If Teddy started a podcast, not only would no one listen to that shit, I think people would be so angry at Teddy that he would get canceled online. Like, he would get flamed so bad. Internet would cancel him. I think people would try to dox Teddy's location. People might send even a SWAT team to Teddy's place. Like, that kind of bad and toxic. Gets canceled online. Okay, I want to be so for real right now. Yosuke? I can kind of see Yosuke being a legit, like, really good podcaster. Dude's actually, like, he's a good yapper. I feel like he got some interesting things to say. And, you know, whether it's good or bad, I feel like he always has something to add to a conversation. You think Yosuke would get canceled? I have a hard time believing that. Gets canceled but remains on the platform. No, I don't think Yosuke would be controversial. He'd be a guest on Trash Taste. Aww, Yosuke would be. But yeah, I can envision Yosuke actually being like decent at the job. Because I think people forget that Yosuke is more intelligent than people give him credit for. I think people forget about that. Like, before Naoto comes along, even when Naoto comes along, like, Yosuke kind of carries. But he does some stupid stuff, but like, he's really good. I feel like he'd be a good yapper too.
Stupid tier list. Perfect for my stupid 9-month subscriber ass. With tears at Krista laugh.
Von Ragnar, thank you for the 9 months. That was such a beautiful 9-month message. Probably one of the best that I've seen on the channel. Thank you so much. And I hope that you keep enjoying the emotes. All right. Man, you guys are making me torn with Yosuke. Yosuke and Junpei have a true crime podcast called Believe It or Don't. Okay, my heart. I'm gonna go with my heart here, okay? Feel like he would be a great podcaster with maybe some slight ruffled feathers with the audience every now and then, but I don't think it'd be anything like super crazy with Yosuke. Like, sometimes he throws out a rage bait here and there, but generally I feel like it's not serious enough to where it would die down you know, super fast. The internet forgets about these things, moves on. It wouldn't be like that serious, you know? Great podcaster. Maybe some blimps. How do I say that? Maybe some blips. That doesn't make sense. I'm gonna come back to that one. Yukiko. The random shit that comes out of Yukiko's mouth sometimes. Oh my god. Why do I feel like Yukiko would also be good at it? I feel like she's in the same category as Yosuke for me, where it's like she would actually be a good podcaster, like maybe some blips here and there. But I feel like Yukiko would be good at this shit. Like, in other words, when I say great podcaster, I mean like a lot of people would listen to Yosuke and Yukiko. I do laugh more when the people on the podcast laugh a lot. I mean, I don't know if she would laugh a lot. A podcast isn't like you're trying to be a stand-up comedian. It's just a podcast. Like, you're just fucking sitting there yapping. It's not like you're trying to tell jokes or whatever. Like, I feel like she might tell some good stories. But I feel like she has a lot of good stories to tell and experiences, and she's generally good at yapping. To be a podcaster, you have to be able to yap stupid shit, and she definitely fits that category. Scary story podcast with Yukiko. Okay, no, if I was a horror fan, maybe I'd watch that and listen to it, but You think that Yukiko is too shy to do it? You think Yukiko is too shy to do a podcast? I feel like she would do it. I do feel like Yukiko would actually do it, though. For now, we'll see if I come back and fix these up. But for now, I'm going to keep them the same. Marie! Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. Marie would just read her stupid poems, talk about writing poems. I feel like Marie would just get canceled online. Can we all agree with Marie getting canceled online? I feel like she would get, oh my God, she would get rage baited by chatters. Like, imagine if you did a live podcast. I feel like people on the internet would rage bait her so hard, and then she would just start yelling at people. Yeah, she would get canceled. She would definitely get canceled. You Narcomi. I don't know, man. You isn't like a crazy yapper. I can't see you having a podcast. Like, I don't think bro would have anything to talk about. Even if it was like, even if he did a duo podcast with like you and Yosuke, if you imagine this scenario, Yosuke would do 90% of the talking. And then 10% of the time you would probably have some like golden comedic amazing line to insert, but he feel like he wouldn't contribute that much. Yeah, I don't feel like you is podcaster material. Not even as a guest. I don't feel like he would pitch in. Stares into the camera and nods occasionally and gets millions of views for being a fucking Chad. Yeah, it's hard to imagine you in any setting being good at podcasting. Even, like, if there were 2 people, even if he was, like, with the 3 of them together to do a podcast, even then, they're gonna do yapping and he's just gonna sit there and look cool. You as the cameraman who giggles and puts his 2 cents in it at time. Yeah, I can see him doing something like that. But yeah, he doesn't got... He's a Chad, but he doesn't got the yapping that you need for podcasting. Well, how do I categorize you? Does he get his own category, or... He gets like 2 viral clips for things, the few things that he says and is on the pod just in case. If I was running a podcast, you would not be somebody that I would bring on as a guest, I think. He's just not built for it. He's not built for it. But I don't know how to describe the list. He's on the logo, but never seen on camera, or was, and now is gone. He's on the logo, and then people are like, guys, who's the guy on the logo of your podcast? Oh, it's just some guy. Doesn't do anything, but just has aura. I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. Sorry, you, but you're kind of not built for yapping a lot. Naoto. I feel like Naoto is in the middle here. I feel like Naoto can yap when she wants to. Naoto true crime. She could definitely yap for a very, very long time about that, yeah. Is Naoto, now I'm wondering, is Naoto more like guest material, or can Naoto just fully run her own podcast? It would definitely have to be something that Naoto's interested in, like if you can do just like a true crime thing. I think if given a perfect scenario of the type of podcast, I feel like Naoto doesn't even need a co-host. Naoto could just run the whole show by herself. I don't know if Naoto is like guest material or run the whole thing type of material. Or we just put Naoto here. Great podcaster, maybe some blips. I do feel like Naoto could talk about a lot. Masterclass podcaster. Like, I think that Naoto, upon further thinking about it, I feel like Naoto would be great at a lot of different kinds of different types of podcasts. For now, Naoto stays there. Dojima? Dojima is not podcaster material. Like, no way. No fucking way. This is not happening. Like, even if he was a guest on a podcast, like, I feel like he just wouldn't say anything. He just sucks at yapping. All right, Nanako. Would Nanako be a good guest? I feel like Nanako has a lot. You know what? Nanako would be a great guest. Nanako can't, run her own podcast. But I feel like she has a lot to say. Oh, guest material. Guest material. Nanako. Rise. Would Rise... I'm leaning toward Rise as a guest right now. Could she run her own thing? You know what? She could. Rise would be more of a IRL streamer than a podcaster. No, I don't think so. Like, she's an idol, but she likes to be private with her life. Yeah, I feel like, I do feel like Rise is better as guest material because I feel like as a podcaster, you constantly need to have a lot of things to yap about. I feel like Rise, no offense to her, but I do feel like she's more of a one-trick pony. Where she can talk about the idol industry, but she can't really, I don't know how much she can offer in conversation when it comes to with a lot of different topics. You know? Like, if she was a regular, like, podcasting, you need to be able to converse and have good things to say about a lot of different things. So, that's why I feel like she's more of a guest material than, like, having her own podcast or being a co-host. I'm gonna say more guest for me. You can see Rise as a VTuber. I can kind of see that too. Adachi? Dude. At first, I was thinking Adachi was not podcaster material, but... Adachi would blow up because misogyny. Oh my god. You want to know, that's like one of the first things that I thought about was like, I feel like he would only be successful because he appeals to like the young male demographic. And it makes me think of people like Andrew Tate. But I wouldn't say, you know, like, obviously these people are terrible, but there's a huge audience for that. You can't deny that. So I'm like, I feel like Adachi would actually yap about so many things, and he would get so much hate online. Manosphere podcaster for sure. Yeah. Adachi definitely would appeal to young teenage males. For sure. That would be his entire ass audience. So gets canceled. He'll be canceled. But what's sad about this type of person is they would actually be successful. They would legitimately make a lot of money. But you would also make a lot of money with it and go to jail afterward. Like, he would unironically be very good at podcasting. But go to jail. It sucks. I hate society for that. Toxic podcaster, good at his job, but very bad influence. Yeah, that's why I don't want to... Unironically fantastic podcaster. Highly controversial. I did not spell that. Controversial? Is it controversial or controversial? Dude, I can't fucking spell. Hating the world from jail. But I mean, we gotta we have to address the fact that he would actually be super good at podcasting. Because he would be. Controversial is right. Yeah, first try. Or I could say something like Adachi Tate podcast. And I just need to say nothing else there. Because I think people get it. I mean, it's pretty much the same. And podcast to immediate jail, pretty much. Oh, man. Moving on to Margaret. Does Margaret yap enough to be a podcaster, or would she just be guest material? You think Margaret's an introvert? I mean, you can be introverted and have a podcast. I don't think that has anything to do with it, really. ASMR Margaret? I think we're forgetting the key point of a podcast is you need to be able to yap. And yap about stuff for at least an hour. Like, can Margaret yap? Is she a yapper? Can she hold a conversation? Can she hold a topic? I don't see Margaret as like a consistent yapper all the time. Like, that's why I think Margaret could stand one episode of a podcast. I think she could be a guest for one episode, but then that's all she can do. A news anchor, not a podcaster? Yeah, definitely. But I do think that she can hold herself as a guest one time. That's how I see her, at least. Chie is next. Chie would go off and talk about stuff that nobody cares about except for her. And that's, you know what, that's good. That's good. I'm proud of her for that. I feel like Chie would just be a guest. Master podcaster, but too niche. Yeah, she can only talk about like one or two things, really. I don't know if she would be good at holding other conversations. You think that Chie would be a goated podcaster? I don't know. one time, but fans ask for her to return, but she never does. I have a hard time thinking... Actually, no. Similar to Naruto? Yeah, I can see that. I was actually leaning more toward great podcast or maybe some blips. Because... I feel like she could have the potential to get some minor controversies. Crystal, I started taking dance lessons because of your videos. Are you proud? That's incredible. I'm honored. Oh my gosh. I hope you're enjoying your dance lessons. That's so cute. Should be a good co-host to bounce off of combos. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I feel like a Yukiko and Chie podcast would actually go off super hard. The both of them. Because they can converse infinitely about a lot of things. Even if it's something that they don't know a lot about, I feel like they could have intriguing conversations. So you know what? I don't think masterclass for Chie, but I do think maybe some blips with Chie, but I think that they would be fantastic as a podcast duo. Next up, probably the last one for this category, Kanji. I don't think Kanji is podcast material, is he? Or maybe he just gets canceled. No, he wouldn't get canceled. Does Kanji even know what a podcast is? I think that that is one of the reasons why he would be great guest material for a podcast. He'd be excellent when talking about fabrics and stuff. I'm not sure it's something that you can infinitely yap about, though. It's like the kind of thing you can talk about for an hour as a guest, but could Kanji continue to yap about things for a long time? That's what I'm thinking too. He's not versatile enough in different conversations. Yeah, okay. I think I'm sticking with Kanji as a guest. I think he can yap about certain things, but when it comes to like holding a conversation about a random topic, I don't think Kanji really offers a lot in conversation otherwise. I think I feel actually pretty good about this. All right, let's wrap it up. This is it. For most likely to start a podcast no one listens to. That's the list. Clap it up. We got the list. All right, I'm going to screenshot that for later. Bing, bang, boom. Second tier list, done. Let's do a few more. All right, moving down the line here. Who would you trust with the music selection on a road trip? Let's keep going. We have a long list here. Who could successfully rob a bank? Ooh! I like the robbing a bank. But I feel like it is a little on the easier side of things. All right, let's do it. Most likely to rob a bank. Let's do it. I like robbing banks too. It's fun. I like it too. It's my favorite pastime. All right. First up, Nanako. What's a bank? Just kidding. Nanako's smart. She knows what a bank is. Wouldn't even think of it. Wouldn't even think of it, Nanako. Teddy? He probably would think about it. But... Is most likely to or most likely to be successful? Yeah. For the category of people that would rob the bank, would they be successful? Teddy could, but I don't think he would. Thought about it. Pussied out. Teddy would rob a candy store. Would he? Maybe. Maybe he would. Do you think Teddy would actually try them? You guys are thinking Teddy would actually try to do it? You know what? Actually, no. I can see that. Would try and get caught immediately. Rise. I don't even think Rise would even think of it. Marie wouldn't even think of it. Adachi? Ooh. Blackmail the owner somehow. I like that one. Blackmail someone to do it for him. I think that's very Adachi coded. Dojima wouldn't even think of it. Yun Arakami. Why do I feel like you would at least think about it? He wouldn't do it, but he'd be like, that sounds cool. You would do it if Nanako needed the money. Oh no. Margaret. Why does a small part of me think Margaret maybe thought about trying, but like she doesn't need money? Margaret's the mastermind? Okay, let's say in a different scenario, maybe not rob a bank, but maybe rob a store. You know... Margaret would do it for fun? Margaret somehow owns the bank. Successful heist just because. Kanji wouldn't even think of it. Chie. I want to say Chie maybe thought about trying, but doesn't. Kanji would accidentally spill his plans. Oh, I don't even think Kanji would think of something like that, though. She thought about it because of an action movie that she saw. Chie, definitely. Yukiko! I think Yukiko also maybe thought about trying robbing a bank, but doesn't actually. She has no need for it, but I want to say that Yukiko thought about it. Yosuke. Yosuke. I also lean toward thought about trying, but doesn't. Yosuke would do it to impress some girl. Well, that's why I think he would think about trying, but he wouldn't actually do it. Yosuke would get roped into Teddy's plan and get caught? No, he would not. For now, Yosuke stays here. Naoto wouldn't even think about robbing a bank. Right? Naoto is the one that arrested Teddy. We could make a whole ass separate thing for Naoto, but no, it's okay. Naoto is the detective of said bank. At her age? I don't know. All right, we got a lot of tier lists to get through, chat. So we're going to call it for that one. Bank. Done. That one was a little bit more simple, which is good. A little less thinking. All right, next up. On the list, we have to make an apology video or how good their apology video would be. I kind of like this one. How good would their apology video be? Ho? How? All right. How good would their apology video be? Hobie, get out of here. All right, first up, Chie. I feel like Chie would have a pretty good-ish. No, not 100%. Okay. I feel like Chie... Yeah, how I feel about Chie is maybe Chie apologizes for something she did. And maybe it misses the mark a little bit. But that's just because, you know, maybe she doesn't get some of it. But I feel like she would give her heartfelt apology. You know, she means well. And I feel like it would be accepted over time by people. So I'm gonna say maybe a few blips, but generally, accepted. They're very heartfelt. I know, she's always very heartfelt. She is. It'd be very, very genuine. Yukiko. Yukiko is PR trained, but being PR trained tends to rub people online the wrong way. Because then it comes across as too staged. Would Yukiko think she did anything wrong? I mean, depending on the scenario, I do think that Yukiko is the type of person to take accountability for something she did wrong. I think so. But I can see it being like a step lower than Chie just because PR speak tends to not come across as genuine to a lot of people. Especially when people view you as a person of higher standing, social standing. When you are perceived in this way, you automatically have like a deduction. And there is nothing you can do about it. Whether you sound exactly like Chie or not, you have a public perception to you. But I do think she would mean it. Absolutely. Like, I think Yukiko would take accountability. But great apology. But PR speak rubs people wrong way. I don't know how to say that better. Naoto. You know what? Naoto might end up being the same as Yukiko. I can kind of see that. Like, the apology is great, fantastic, but it might rub some people the wrong way because of how, like, robotic it feels or something like that. It's not intended on their part. They're trying their best, but you can't really change how people perceive you no matter what. Really stiff and corporate. Yeah, I think so too. But I know that it comes from a good place. Like, they would absolutely mean their apology. That's why I want to start with, like, great apology. It would be good. But it's kind of, it would be hard for people to accept that kind of speech. Dojima! I struggle with Dojima a lot. Every time you say great apology, it's like great vegetables. The comments on his video would all be thirsty? No way. Dojima's would just be sorry and that's it. Yeah. That is a very guy thing to do. Men definitely do that a lot more. But I do feel like there's more to Dojima. I feel like he's a little bit better at it, but there's something about Dojima that he's kind of a giant dumpster fire at the same time. I'm very stuck on Dojima. Maybe we come back. I have to come back to Dojima. He's stumping me a lot.
Hold it!
He is very, very awkward. Yeah. Eater, thank you so much for the Prime. Like, I want to say Dojima is like, he tries his best to apologize, but it just does not come across the right way. He feels bad, but is terrible with words. Yes, that's a good way of putting it, because yeah, he's not very good at saying the right thing when he needs to. I just don't know how to word that. For now. Ugh. Kanji. Kanji? Oh no. Kanji would be so bad, I feel like. Kanji would rub people the wrong way, I feel. I feel bad. Like these, I feel like, yeah, he could be like Dojima where he would apologize, but terrible with words and terrible with the presentation. Whereas I feel like the public perception would be like, ew, that was a terrible apology, get canceled, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it's, you know, they're just not very good at this sort of thing. Look, I said I'm sorry, yo. I apologize. Isn't that good enough? I have a friend who speaks the exact same way with the sudden cuts and inconsistent cadence. Yeah, it does. It really does suck. Man. Also, did I say thank you for the Prime? Thank you so much for the Prime sub. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna leave Kanji with Dojima. They seem to give me the same vibe. Rise! I feel like Rise's in the same category as like Yukiko and Naoto, where she can have a great apology, but PR speak definitely would have PR speak, and I don't think it would rub people the right way because of that. Marie! Is she like that? Bad apology. It's hard. No, she would. Trying to think of like the end, more toward the end of Persona 4 Golden. She definitely feels terrible. If I hone in on those feelings with Marie, I feel like that's closer to how she would be in this scenario. She'd make a tweet at best. Trigger an earthquake and then apologize. An apology poem that just makes everyone confused. I'm gonna say would apologize, but terrible with words. I'm more so thinking about end of game Marie more than what we see toward the, you know, from the behavior of the rest of the game, which isn't much. But I feel like the end of the game is closer to how she would be. All right, Nanako. Literally has never and will never do anything wrong to ever apologize for. Oh, that's so true, chat. She would apologize for something she didn't do. Oh. I guess it should just be general. People would forgive her before she apologizes. Now, the real question is, when you think about when Nanako gets older, is that perception the same perception? Because, of course, we view children in a very different light than we do whenever they get older. But for, you know, Nanako stays here. Yosuke! How good would Yosuke's apology be? I feel like when push comes to shove for Yosuke, I feel like he is with Chie. Where I feel like he would be so genuine, maybe stumble on a few words here and there, but I generally think it would be very heartfelt with Yosuke. Trying to think. Defensive at first. Well, yeah, of course. But, you know, whenever you are doing the scenario for an apology video, you're not gonna be that's after you have thought about it. Because most people are that way. By nature, we're defensive creatures. But yeah, I think, like, initial gut reaction, like, even I'm like that. I'm defensive at first, but I find Yosuke to be pretty empathetic once he thinks through situations. I feel like he has a decent amount of empathy, actually. Yeah. I actually give Yosuke the benefit of the doubt. I think that he would actually be really good at it. You! Chad. He would apologize for something he didn't do. It's actually, for some reason, it's hard to imagine you apologizing, like doing an apology video. I actually see Yu Narukami as being one of those people that would ignore. He would never... Would he apologize? He would just ignore. Ignore the situation, it'll blow over. I don't know why I have a hard time picturing him addressing anything. Not really to the public, only to friends. Yeah. He would in a friend setting for sure, but if this was like a public thing, maybe he did wrong. Said something bad, I don't know. You wouldn't need to make an apology, everyone would just forgive him. Oh, yeah. Adachi. He would absolutely never apologize. Ignore the situation, it'll blow over. I find it funny that they actually would be the same category here. Would he blame other people though? Should we make a different category for Adachi and he would just like blame somebody else? Adachi wouldn't just not apologize, he would double down. Would he? Do you really think he would double down or do you think he would ignore? Would he double down or would he ignore? Oh, I like that one. He's only sorry that he got caught. An ironic apology? That'd be funny. Because, like, whenever we think of the game, he only blows out whenever he's really, really pushed into a corner. And I guess it would be depending on what he is apologizing for. Like, if we take the game's situation as is, he pretty much, in the game, doubled down on what he did. I guess, yeah. Sorry for murder, my bad. No, I mean, in the game, he straight up's like, she deserved what she got. Like, he really doubles down. I kind of do lean more toward that, the doubling down. Double down. I think that feels more fitting for the game. Margaret. Margaret, ignore the situation, it'll blow over. Would Margaret apologize? Margaret would just disappear. Because it's two extremes. It's either Margaret ignores the situation or Margaret has good PR speak Like, good apology, but PR speak. To be honest, I think that Margaret wouldn't even address it. I feel like it would just ignore the situation. It'll blow over. She can do no wrong. Oh my gosh. All right, Teddy, last but not least. Teddy. I feel like Teddy is a would apologize, but terrible with words. Teddy isn't aware he did something wrong. Yeah, but in the case where his friends are like, you know, hey bro, you gotta apologize. And you'd be like, oh. He would definitely do it again too, yeah. Would apologize, but terrible with words, I feel like is Teddy. But then if you add it on to the end of that, and then would do it again. Having the blacksmith here is funny for some dude. Yeah, I'm not doing like all of the social links and the shopkeepers. I don't want to do all that. Terrible with words. All right, I think that's the apology video one, chat. Let's see if we can do at least 2 more tier lists for our video here, okay? Gotta make them good ones. Screenshot. So far we've done 4 tier lists. Not bad, not bad. All right, next up. How easily they would cover a fart on a plane or in the car. Most likely to be the thieves from the Louvre. How long before they got fired from Juness? Oh no! How long until they got fired from Juness? Problem? No, nothing. There's no problem. Dude, that's exactly what my thought was. If Teddy didn't get fired, then that's a low bar. Yeah. Not even Teddy got fired, so. So the other ones are how long it would take to realize they haven't pushed a button on an elevator. How far they'd make it on the game show Jeopardy. How far they would make it on Jeopardy. Nah. How long they would wait for their date to arrive before leaving. Getting murdered is the only way to leave Juness? Oh my god. Most likely to survive stranded on an island. Most likely to land a plane. Most likely to be caught on a date with somebody else. I think I'm gonna go back up to the top ones now that I've gone through them all. Let's do how much money they would spend on a gacha game. I think I like that one. How much money would you spend on gacha? Like, how broke are we going here? All right. Boom, boom, boom. Get rid of these clowns. Reset the tier list. All right, first up on the tier list is gonna be Yukiko. How much money would Yukiko spend on gacha? Now, I think Yukiko... Does Yukiko have self-control? Like, just because she has the money doesn't mean anything. We have to question the self-control of these characters. Do they have discipline? Okay? Because I don't think Yukiko is just going around in this game buying and covering for people just because she has the money, is she? Like, when they go to Junette's, Yukiko's not like, I'll cover it all, you know, like, she's not really, just because she has the money and she's rich, she's not spending it. So I think that does speak there. She wouldn't realize she's spending money. Oh my god, I feel like that's something Teddy would do. Accidentally spends it all, not knowing what gacha is. Yeah, it would absolutely spend all of Yosuke's money. For sure. Accidentally spends it all. I'm gonna say, we'll just leave it at that. Accidentally spends it all. Yosuke would spend it all knowing what gacha is? Really? You think that Yosuke would spend it? Hold on. Purposefully spends everything, you Narukami. Boom. I think I can do this. I do think Yosuke would actually not partake in any gacha. Like, he's generally trying to save his money, I feel. There, he gets his own poor tier. Yukiko? If it's waifu gacha? I don't even think Yosuke would get into that. I don't think Yosuke cares about that. I'm still stuck with Yukiko. I don't... Like, if Yukiko goes to, like, a gachapon machine, maybe Yukiko gets, like, one thing, and that's it. You know? It's just for the fun of it, you know? Yeah, Yukiko comes across as low spender to me, too. All right, Nato. Maybe Nato also rolls for one thing and walks away. Like, just tries it. Or is Nato not spending at all? Just straight up, like, not interested. Nato seems free to play to me. I can see that. Rise. If she's a character in a gacha, she would. So if if Rise plays Persona 5X, would Rise just pull for Rise and nobody else? I don't even think she would. I generally don't see her that way. She would pull for you. Yeah, yeah, she wouldn't pull for herself. Doesn't care about herself that much. But yeah, I think I can see her rolling for one thing and then walking away. She wouldn't spend money and save it all for a single character. So she does what I do. She's free to play except when Goro Akechi comes. Oh wait, I was still free to play. But like then she like pulls for everything. I'll stay there for Rise. Kanji! I feel like Kanji would go more than one role. Like he'll go a few times, but he won't spend everything. That's the kind of vibe I get from Kanji. You really think that Kanji is free to play? You think he's completely disinterested in gacha? Eventually walks away. This is the vibe I get for Kanji. He would love it. I think so too. I think that Kanji has like decent self-control, so he would, but like he would roll for a few things. Marie! Marie, I feel like it's an accident. Loses money. I do think she would get hyperfixated and spend all of her money, not understanding what gacha is. Is it Yosuke's money that Maria's spending? No, but I don't want to change the tier and give her something specific, so she's just gonna stay there. Dojima! Not interested. Ain't no way Dojima is interested in fucking gacha. Adachi? Ooh. Adachi, I don't think is interested in gacha either. Wait, Chet, you're gonna have to educate me. What do you mean by whale? Like as in, I don't think I've ever heard that term. Spends all? Oh. Oh, I don't see Adachi like that. You think so? I mean, okay, maybe I hear you out. Cause like, what else is Adachi spending his money on? Sex, drugs, alcohol? Like, he had cabbages? Yeah, I mean, he's got a job. And I'm sure that he's fine with his living wage and where he lives. Inaba is definitely a cheap town to live in. So, yeah, he does have extra money. What is he spending it on? So maybe he does purposefully spend everything. Maybe he is like an insane gacha player. Adachi has extra money. What's he buying? Cabbages. Everyone thinks the same thing. You think Adachi saves most of his money? He just does nothing with it because he thinks it's pointless. That's kind of... That was my initial brain thinking that as well. Yes, that's why I went to not interested, because I just don't think he's interested in any of this shit. I think that Adachi would look at gacha and be like, what the fuck is this? This is pointless. Why get why pull for some anime waifus in a gacha game whenever I can pull like real life waifus and commit some crimes? You know, that's how Dachi comes across. I could just pull for a waifu IRL. Margaret. Purposefully spends everything? Or is Margaret not interested? Margaret is the free-to-play player. Margaret plays Love in Deep Space. Maybe. Purposefully spends everything? You think Margaret spends Yosuke's money? Oh, I think that Margaret just has her own infinite money glitch, so she could just spend everything. You know what? I think Margaret would be curious enough to spend everything. All right, last but not least, Nanako. Does Nanako spend all of Yosuke's money on gacha? Is Nanako not interested in gacha? I think Nanako's just not interested. Nanako is above gacha. And you know what? Good for her. Doesn't understand what gacha is, but likes to play. Oh no. Unless Juness does gacha. Okay. So let's imagine outside of Juness, they have their own gachapon machines. You know, if they had exclusive little Juness items, I'm pretty sure Nanako would roll up to Dojima and be like, I want that! You know? If it was a Juness gachapon machine, yeah, I think Nanako would. It is capitalism brainwashing. Yeah, she is part of that with Juness. Unfortunate, but... She is happy with her platypus shirt. Get out of here. I'm gonna say rolls for one thing. Dojima gets her one thing from the gachapon machine and then she walks away. But not because she wants to, because Dojima makes her. All right, that's it, chat. We are going to do one more tier list. Uno mas. Let's make it a good one. I'll take a look at my list. All right, looking at the list. Do we do... All right, chat, choose between these two. Most likely to be in a Yakuza subplot, sub-story. Or, how late do they arrive to a party? Which one of these two? Yakuza sub-story or late to a party? Ooh, you guys are split. Maybe fuck it, we do both. Yakuza sub-story. All right, most likely to be in a Yakuza sub-story. Let's do it. I cannot wait for Persona 4 Revival. Ah! Okay, most likely to be in a Yakuza sub-story. Chie? I do feel like Chie would show up in a Yakuza sub-story. Maybe it would be like a... I'm trying to think of what you would do with Chie. I feel like you could make something with her quirks, though. Oh, what if Chie is the leader of the Shuri PP cult? She could be. I can see Chie being the leader of the Shuri PP. Shuri PP. Shuri PP. No, but okay. Whatever, chat. I just saying I could see her doing stupid shit like that. 8 out of 10 sub story. Marie. Oh, Jesus. Chie would be a Sujimon. I actually really like that. Side character. Marie. I do feel like Marie has the potential to be like a really good side story, sub story. What would she be? Like, obviously something with her poems, but is that interesting enough to make a sub story out of it? Like, maybe we make Kiryu make a Kiryu writes poems with Marie. Some mini game about making haikus. Oh, maybe. Oh. Oh, like the dragon cart the pocket racing guy. She could be the something like that. Okay, do we do a sub story plot or we do a mini game? I can actually see that being a mini game now. Minigame leader. Yukiko! Does Yukiko, not sub-story material. I don't know if Yukiko's in that category, but somewhere. Give me a second, chat. I really have to pee. I've been trying to hold it, but like, I can't hold it anymore. I'll be right back. Oh, I was muted. That's really embarrassing. Minigame where you have to do WarioWare style tasks to keep the inn running. I'm not sure I'm a cooking sub-story. Okay, you know what? Based on Mystery EX and cooking and trying not to burn a house down, maybe 8 out of 10 sub-story. All right, Teddy. Teddy would actually be like a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 sub-story material. There's a lot you could do with Teddy and it'd be fucking hilarious. Yu Narakami. I find it ironic that I don't actually think that... Yu Narakami is sub-story material. Like, he's a protagonist material, but not... He's not really sub-story material. Sorry, you. You're just meant to be a protagonist and only a protagonist. Oh, a cameo. Maybe a cameo. We'll come back to that. Kanji, 10 out of 10 sub-story material. Margaret, 10 out of 10 sub-story material. Rise, oh my god. She does a sub-story and forces Kiryu to do karaoke with him and an idol. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Something karaoke, singing with Rise, trying to get her big hit single, True Story. Nanako, 10 out of 10 sub-story material. Nato, ooh. You could do like a... Oh, like they kind of did, I forget which Yakuza game had the Cafe Alps kind of like detective story. But you could do something like that with Nato too. Work together with Nato to work through a case. I like the idea of that. Adachi. I don't know if I'm feeling Adachi, chat. He would be a scammer. Oh, he could be like a blackmailer that Kiryu has to go find and beat up. I like that. Dojima, not sub-story material. Yosuke. Dude, why do I feel like Yosuke is not sub-story material? I can't think of anything for Yosuke. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put him there. Is that our tier list? This is what we look like? Help him upgrade his bike? That sounds boring. That sounds boring. All right, we're gonna leave it like this. All right, I'll squeeze in one last one. One last one, chat, and then we're gonna switch to Persona 5X. All right, most likely to, what is it? How late do they arrive to a party? Wait, how late do they arrive to a... Yeah, okay. My brain shut off. How late do they arrive to a party? Fuck if I know, man. We're gonna try to figure this out, though. All right, Teddy. Does Teddy... Oh my god. Teddy would be that first person that shows up to the party, but like an hour early. He would be that annoying about it. Annoyingly shows up an hour early, Teddy. Because he's that excited about it. Yosuke. Yosuke... I feel like Yosuke is very respectful and would show up, like, on time. Arrives slightly late because he's carrying extra snacks. Aw, that does sound like something Yosuke would do. But I don't think... I don't know. Yosuke comes across as more punctual to me. More respectful of other people's time. God, I fucking hate when some of my friends are, like, regularly late to things. I find it so disrespectful. But yeah, Yosuke doesn't give me that vibe. I think that he would show up, like, punctually. Either, I do like the idea that Yosuke would show up early to, like, help set up a party. I'm vibing with that, chat. Shows up a little early to help set up. Margaret. Dude, this bitch, she shows up 2 hours late. Or like she shows up in the last hour of the party. Absolutely, she's just gonna show up at the very end. Nanako. Nanako would just show up on time. Shows up right on time. Right on schedule. Rise. Maybe Rise shows up fashionably late. Shows up fashionably later. Yukiko. I do feel like Yukiko is also a shows up fashionably late kind of galley. You guys think that Yukiko would be on time and punctual? Really? I guess Chie and Yukiko would come together. Why do I feel like Chie is like a disaster and she would show up late? I don't know why. Chie just gives me this vibe where if I invite her to a party, I almost expect Chie would come late to my party. Yukiko also gives me the fashion. Okay, there's a difference here. Rise and Yukiko would show up purposefully fashionably late. They mean to show up 15 minutes late. Chie is an accident. Chie just like stumbles on it and like her watch had the wrong time or something. Kanji. Kanji shows up right on time. He's a good motherfucker. Adachi shows up in the last hour. Or you know what? Does he even show up at all? Does Adachi show up at all, chat? Yeah, I feel like it definitely makes more sense for for Mr. Adachi to just never show up. Stands outside, even better. Stands outside the whole time. Naoto shows up right on time. Marie. Actually, wait, I lied. Naoto, I feel like, would show up a little early to help set up. Do you think Naoto would do that? Or does Naoto just show up right on time? Actually, no. I get more of the vibe of Naoto showing up right on time. Maybe I should reconsider Kanji showing up early to help set up. I can kind of see Kanji doing that. I wanna put Kanji up there. Marie! I wanna say Marie shows up fashionably late. In the category of on purpose, Chie is accidental. Dojima shows up in the last hour of the party because he overworked really late. Yunarakami shows up fashionably late for fucking sure. There is no question. Maybe I could do some other characters for this. Actually, I lied. Looking at the pool of characters, I'm like, nah, you know what? This is good. This is good. Would Dojima even get in? We are assuming for this scenario that everyone is getting invited, okay? You gotta assume the same for everybody. The fox is on time. Yip. All right, that's our final tier list, y'all. Stupid ass Persona 4 tier lists. You guys will have to let me know if you want more of these because they are very fun to just do stupid shit every once in a while. I enjoyed doing the metaphor tier list, so I'm down to be doing more of these in the future. Nobody invited the fox? Oh, I invited the fox. What the hell? That's messed up, chat. All right, now, at this point in time, we are going to be switching to Persona 5X. We're going to be pulling for the brand new character, Summer Minami, I believe. And then doing the part 1 of the summer event. I know that part 2 is next Thursday or something, so it's not completely done, and that is a-okay. All right, cool. YouTube chat, I'm going to be going to a new YouTube live stream. So I will say bye to you guys. Bye. It was nice knowing you. And I'll see you guys on the other live stream.